This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Somebody said, everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Of course, we can't do anything about the weather, but we certainly talk about it all the time. This is a three-part poem. It's titled, Weather or Not. Here's part one. This weather is the worst, say the boys at the cafe. We haven't had a drop of rain for many, many a day. The drought just keeps it going and the temperature gets hotter. The ponds are getting low and I'm having to call water. The crops are drying up and just standing in the field. If this drought continues, it'll cut way back on yield. The grass is dying off and the weeds are taking root. The cracks in the ground are big enough to catch your boot. The grass crunches underfoot when you walk through the gate. The springs will all run dry if it continues at this rate. These hot and dry conditions will cut back the cattle gain. This weather is the worst. If only it would rain. Here's part two. This weather is the worst, they say at the coffee shop. The rainy spell we're in seems to never ever stop. It's too wet to ride horseback, so I drive the pickup truck. Then I have to use the tractor to pull it out when it gets stuck. The rain keeps blowing in the barn, right past the leather flap. The creek is up in flood and washes out the water gap. I'm always dumping water from around our old salt blocks. The steers in the feed yard are in mud up to their hocks. I wear a slicker every day, but it seems my luck, by heck. Even with my hat, the rain blows water down my neck. It's too wet to load the cattle, can't get the trailer to the chutes, and the mud is so darn deep I get stuck right in my boots. We sure need some relief from the downpour in the sky. This weather is the worst. If only it was dry. Here's part three, the conclusion. Down at the cafe, the boys find reason to complain. They'll gripe about the weather in the sun or in the rain. Then the tall tales start to flow to see which storyteller's first to tell the biggest lie about the weather that was worst. Those tall tales really grow when the cowboys get together, and there is no denying that we get extremes of weather. Yet if we told the truth about the weather of which I speak, all that drought and rainy weather, it all happened just last week. Happy trail.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it and work with you.